I'm excited to get into this one. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing the Ninja Crispi. I'm very excited to review this one. Now you can get this product for $160 off of Amazon. The biggest claim of this product is that it is a portable, full-sized air fryer. Now let's get into the further claims and features of this product. So this is the Power Pod. As you can see, there are 4 different modes. There is bake, air fry, re-crisp, and max crisp. And then there's the start button right there, and minus and plus. And then you can see the crisping tray right here. Let's pull it out for you all to see. This is the small batch glass container. This is 6 cups. And on the bottom of this small glass container is a non-removable handle. And here's the plug that plugs into the wall. As you can see here too, each container comes with silicone lids. There are 2 silicone lids and 2 glass containers. Now, the big batch container I have is in the refrigerator, currently being prepared for use for today's review. And lastly, down here we have the removable big batch container adapter. The claims of this product are that the 2 glass containers don't shatter, and they say that food can go from frozen to crispy in the same container. As I mentioned earlier, there are 4 settings to this product. There is bake, air fry, re-crisp, and max crisp. The snap-on lids prevent spillage. The Power Pod is 1500 watts. Now let me know in the comments below if you think that you would use this product at work. Without further ado, let's get on to our first test. For my first test, I'm going to check the evenness of this product by doing a bread test. So we're gonna toast this piece of bread for about 5 to 10 minutes on re-crisp, and we're gonna make sure that we place obviously our Power Pod on top so it can start doing the air frying. Taking our Power Pod now and placing it on top. It looks like it is already set to re-crisp for 10 minutes, so let's just go ahead and hit start. Now the countdown begins. We just hit the 5-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and check on this piece of toast. Lifting up. All right, so the Power Pod does stop its heat flow. We can see that there's some crisping there, but it's not even. We can see the center is wider. So let's flip this and keep it in there for the remaining time, and then we'll give it another final check. Oh, okay, that side is looking better than the other side in my opinion. Something else interesting about this, I wish we caught this on camera. So this piece of toast around the 5-minute mark actually did a 360-degree turn within this product. I found that absolutely fascinating. It was floating like an air hockey puck. All right, putting this back on and hitting start. All right, so we just got down to the 2-minute mark. I'm looking through this glass window and I think this bread is definitely done. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it out early. All right, that looks pretty toasted to me. So this is one side and that's the other side. I would say that both sides kind of crisped up pretty well. If I had to make one observation is it looks pretty dried out, and I think that's due to the amount of time I put this in for, as well as like no butter. But for the most part, I would say this came out pretty well. I think a person would be pretty happy eating this piece of toast. When this toast first started cooking, I thought it was getting pretty uneven, and I wasn't certain that this toast would cook evenly, but it does look pretty even for the most part. Although on this backside, you can see a little bit of darkness, more dark than light. Now for my second test with this Ninja Crispi, I'm going to be putting a slice of Sbarro pizza to the test. It's been sitting in the refrigerator overnight, so it's nice and refrigerated. What we have to do with this one is it uses the big batch container with the removable adapter, and this slice of Sbarro pizza has to be cooked on the re-crisp setting for 10 minutes. Opening the lid. This is what our cold Sbarro slice of pizza looks like. I'm really excited to see how this one warms back up. Both the pizza and the container have both been in the fridge, so they're both very cold. And underneath this pizza right here, we can see that there is the larger crisping tray, so that is also pretty cold. And then we have our lid right here. Putting on our adapter right now, and then taking our Power Pod, placing it on top. And this is already on re-crisp and it's at 10 minutes, which is exactly what we want. And we're gonna hit start. Let's check this at the 5-minute mark. 5-minute mark now. That looks done to me. So this didn't need 10 minutes. It did not need the full 10 minutes to reheat this pizza. That looks just like it was yesterday, if not better. I'm excited to get into this one. Ta-da! I'm gonna check this with my finger and see how crispy it feels. That feels oily, nice, warm and oily. Let's touch this part. Nice and crispy. This feels definitely done. I'm going to cut into this. Okay, we've got 2 slices of pizza. I'm sharing one with James. And if you're interested in this pizza gadget right here, this is in my weird pizza gadgets review a couple weeks ago. Now I'm also feeling the undercarriage of this slice of pizza, and it does feel very cooked, not too cooked. Nice, crispy, and also soft at the same time, but not too soft. So let's get into our taste test now. Really good. This slice of pizza tastes exactly like the first day I got it. I think just maybe a slight loss of flavor because it is the second day, but it's really disguised well with how well this re-crisped up. For the third test, I'm going to be doing chicken tenders. Now, in order to do this test, we need to make sure that obviously we clean off the crisper tray. I did clean off the crisper tray, so that is ready to go. And then we want to select max crisp for 15 to 20 minutes. And then we're gonna toss the chicken tenders halfway through. All right, we're taking a handful of chicken tenders, placing them in the crisper tray, placing this onto the crisper tray. I think that's pretty good. The adapter is still on the power pod, so we're gonna go ahead and place this on top. Then we're gonna hit mode all the way to max crisp, and then let's do up to 20 minutes and start. I'll wait until the halfway point and then we're going to flip these chicken tenders. All right, we're at the 12-minute mark, not quite halfway through the cooking process, but these chicken tenders appear to be getting brown on the upper part of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip these. Placing this back on and hitting start. I want to briefly discuss the timer. Now there's a bit of a con to this. I would say the timer itself is not very intuitive, and I'm going to say this because usually you'll see maybe like a countdown of seconds. So for instance, this says 10 minutes, so this is between 10 and 11 minutes. And when this hits number 1, that actually means it's at 2 minutes. When you see the 59 appear, that means it's at less than a minute. So I'll say maybe for future Ninja products, they could probably apply a 3rd digital slot, because right now they have 2 digital slots, and I think that's because they wanted to keep this small and concise, but you kind of run into an issue making this timer not as intuitive as you could. People are gonna see 9 and think, oh, okay, I have 9 minutes left, but it's actually 10 minutes left. For example, if you wanna flip what you're cooking at the halfway mark, when it hits 10, you actually have to flip it at the 9 mark because that is actually 10 minutes. All right, so I just checked these chicken tenders at the 3-minute mark and these are done. So I'm pulling out these chicken tenders earlier than expected, but it's because these are done. So these look very nice and crispy. Everything looks pretty well done, cooked all throughout. There's a little bit of some charring on top. Visually, I would say that these chicken tenders are done, and we also checked the temperature. I like the crisp on them. They look nice and crunchy and crispy, and you can see some of the white meat peeking through. Some areas of the chicken tenders are a little bit darker brown than others, but I have no issue with that. And now for the taste test. That is very good. These chicken tenders definitely beat microwave chicken tenders for sure. And I would also say that these chicken tenders fare very well in the sense of being compared to an oven. I would say these are better than oven quality chicken tenders. But oven quality chicken tenders are roughly the same, so I don't think there actually is too much difference between the two. Both usually come out pretty crispy and crunchy, but this is very crispy and crunchy, and I think you're gonna really enjoy this. I just started my last test, which is a blueberry crisp. I selected the mode, which is bake, and I have it set for 20 to 25 minutes. The ingredients of this blueberry crisp included 1.5 cups of fresh blueberries, which are rinsed, 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons all-purpose flour, and then the topping included 3 tablespoons unsalted butter, melted, 2 tablespoons packed light brown sugar, 1/4 a cup all-purpose flour, 1/4 a cup old-fashioned oats, 1/8 teaspoon ground cinnamon, and a pinch of kosher salt. And then this is for the serving, which is optional. You can do vanilla ice cream or whipped ice cream or both. All right, I just checked this recipe at the 8-minute mark and I think this looks done. See, we can see here, there's a lot of browning around the edges. The middle isn't as toasted as the outside, but overall, everything looks pretty well cooked. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes and then we're gonna get to scooping. All right, so this blueberry crisp had time to cool down. It cooled down for 5 minutes and now we are going to go ahead and serve it up. I like the color that I'm seeing. And then the 2 toppings are optional. We can choose between whipped cream or vanilla ice cream. I've got vanilla ice cream off to the side. Ta-da! Okay, now for our taste test. I'm liking what I'm tasting. That's really, really good. That blueberry crisp is absolutely delicious. Now, the only con I have for this is I don't think it needs to be cooked for as long. So that's my only con. If you cook it for the required amount of time that it desires, this is probably gonna brown a little too much for your liking. But other than that, it was really good. A lot of the fruit popped out in its flavor. I loved the purple and blue color that the blueberries had. You taste that salt, that bit of kosher salt that was applied to this recipe. It was absolutely delicious. And there's that sweetness of the different sugars, like the granulated sugar and the light brown sugar. All in all, it comes together really, really well. So I really enjoyed this recipe. And this also has the ability to let you store it for later. Let's say you finish serving up your blueberry crisp and you want to finish off the rest later. Well, you can literally just take this small batch glass container, put the lid on it, and then put it in the refrigerator. And it's that easy. And then you can warm it up the next day in the same unit. All right, to conclude, I really enjoy this product. I think this is an everyday type of use product, honestly. I think I'm gonna be using this crispy a lot. In terms of pros, I love how fast it cooks things, how crispy things get. You don't have to put a lot of oil in it, no oil whatsoever. It just cooks through air. Every recipe came out absolutely delicious, and I like testing out the evenness of heat when it comes to this product. That being said, I feel like 2 cons of this product would be, I don't think that the evenness is always equal throughout each of the foods that we've tested. For instance, the piece of toast, and also this blueberry crisp. The blueberry crisp was incredibly tasty. You could see that the middle part didn't get as brown as the edges did. So that would be one con there, but it's totally, you can totally work your way around it, and you don't have to cook this for the desired amount of time that the instructions state to cook it for. And then lastly, the second con would be the timer. The timer is not that intuitive. Yes, I understood it, but I think that other people will not always understand the timer. It's a little bit confusing, and here I'll explain why. There are 2 digital slots on this power pod. If they put 3 digital slots in, that would mean the digital display would have to spread out even more on this power pod. I think that they made the digital slots only 2 because they wanted to fit those on the power pod. If you did 3, you wouldn't really be able to maybe place all of them cohesively within the same power pod. But you do run into the issue of not being able to see exactly how many seconds is counting down. So with just 2 digital slots, you will only see the minute of which it's at. To sum up everything, I really enjoy this product. I see this as an everyday use type product. Is it perfect? No. Can you use it every day? Yes. And would you use this at your place of work? I honestly certainly would. Now, you don't have to use this at your desk. I think most people would use this in their kitchen area at work. But if you want to use this at your desk too at work, you are more than welcome, I would assume, unless your boss is not a fan of that. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.